Speak up, speak up.
First, I want to thank you for everything that you've shared with us over the years.
It is our pleasure. Thank you for allowing us to do so.
All right. The first thing I want to ask you is about an experience that I had.
Yes.
I came out of a meditation and I was going to bed. I went to sleep, and
That sounds exciting.
it was very fun. I mean, it gets more exciting.
Oh, all right.
So I had what I think is an out-of-body experience.
All right.
And what I experienced was, it seemed like a toroidal something was floating over me.
Yes.
It was gray, and it seemed like it had spirals, like a galaxy.
Yes.
And then I heard a voice say, that's level 1 consciousness.
All right.
And as soon as it said that, the gray thing snapped back into my body.
Oh,
So,
all right. You
could
poked up through your crown chakra and saw things from a little bit of a higher perspective, a little bit from the higher mind's point of view.
Okay.
The crown chakra is actually represented by a toroidal ring. Hence, in your ancient paintings, when people could perceive them, the concept of you call the halo.
Okay.
That's the crown chakra.
So-
Then up from that is an inverted upside down cone, pointing down, spreading up into the higher mind connection.
Okay, so what was I doing that I tapped into that? I mean, obviously I did the meditation.
You
but-
loosened your frequency spectrum enough that you could slip into a higher frequency more naturally. It's kind of like you let go of the concept of having to focus so strongly in physical reality for a moment.
Okay.
You
And-
saw through the dream, because physical reality really is nothing but a dream. So you became lucid in the physical dream temporarily.
And so it was meant to just show me that
Yes.
things can
Because
become
now
more
that you
lucid.
have that experience, you can call upon that experience. Because remember, anytime you remember an experience like that and what it felt like, you're actually in that state. Even if it feels different, you're in that state. In fact, it's actually more paradoxical than that. The only way you can actually remember having an experience like that is to actually be in the state first. Because you can't perceive what you're not the vibration of. So it's kind of a trick. You trick yourself into being into that state so you can remember being in that state so that you can remember to be in that state. But you have to be in the state first in order to remember that that's the state you prefer to be in. So if you can remember having the experience, you're already in the state.
Okay, cool. So I have another question. I have 2 more questions.
Yes.
My second question is with respect to simultaneous or other incarnations.
Yes.
Can you talk about any incarnations I may have had that
You mean that you have,
that I have now?
that you are connecting to because you don't have them?
Well, yeah, sure, that I'm connecting to.
All right.
Where the themes might have repeated, or any recurring themes that I might have explored.
How much time have you got?
All right. Maybe just one theme then that is recurring in these other incarnations.
Why?
Because I'd like to know if it's recurring in this incarnation.
What do you suspect is recurring or being created anew in this incarnation? Because nothing reoccurs in that context. You are creating it again for yourself anew, creating the illusion of continuity, creating the illusion of a recreation, but you're creating it now. So what do you suspect is representative of such a sense of recreation?
I don't know. I think I heard you in a prior transmission talk about these themes coming up for different people,
Yes.
like from Oversoul,
Yes.
and being kind of repeated until the lesson is learned or something like that?
Well, in a sense, but it's never actually the same twice. But it might be another perspective, another investigation, another angle of a theme. But that's not really a repetition. It's learning about something more completely, learning about it from different angles, from different perspectives, so you can have a more holistic comprehension. It doesn't have to be looked at as a repeat or a reoccurrence. That's a definition.
Okay.
It's a definition which will allow you to only experience it as a reoccurrence instead of something new that is a different angle that gives you more comprehension. That would be a more constructive definition of the experience.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So see what happens when you apply that definition and see if the quality of the experience or the nature of the experience changes for you.
Okay. I will. Thank you.
And your third question?
It's with respect to Merkabahs.
Yes.
And I want to know if you could talk a little bit about origin and also how Merkabahs are coming to play with the changes that are occurring here on Earth.
Well, it's just based on the concept you typically call sacred geometry, about recognizing that there are geometric patterns that are symbolically representative of certain energy states in your reality that you can take advantage of by aligning with them because they're representative of a more aligned state. So it's a permission slip, in a sense, made out of a recognition of energy in a crystalline or geometric form that represents an aligned state.
Okay.
Use it however you wish. It's just a permission slip.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does that help you?
It does.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
There's that funny noise that happens after everyone talks.
Hello, Bashar.
And are you good day?
Pleasure speaking with you. After all these years of listening to you, I finally get to meet you here in New York. Welcome.
Thank you.
I have a question. I'll at least preface it with this. There's been a lot of debate going on the internet in the last year, 18 months, having to do with the heliocentric version and geocentric version of the Earth. There's been a lot of deception being pointed out with NASA, and even there's some people out there saying the Earth is flat with a dome over it.
Yes.
And there are people out there that are trying to measure the curvature of the Earth, and they can't do it. What is your feelings on this?
Your Earth is a globe in space. Now, this doesn't mean that there aren't other parallel realities that may reflect what it is that they're talking about. And certainly they can investigate those ideas. But it's not really applicable to the experience that most of you are agreeing to have here. Nevertheless, it's interesting as an exploration of what can be experienced in other parallel realities. Therefore, it might be representative, strangely, of an expansion of awareness, even though in some senses what they're describing might seem to be a backwards step in understanding.
Well, let me ask you, like there's a film that came out a couple years ago called The Principle. And you have the mainstream scientists right now that debating whether the Earth is moving or not. And they can't seem to come to a conclusion on it. And even some tests that were done over the last 100 years, they show that Earth is not moving. Well, how does that square?
The idea, again, is as your science and consciousness expand, there's going to be more and more overlap and more blending between them. So what you're understanding is that from one perspective, of course, the Earth is experienced as moving. But because they're starting to break into a higher perspective, they are starting to understand but can't yet completely reconcile the recognition that they're having that nothing actually moves because movement is an illusion as a projection of consciousness. So right now they're a little confused because they are overlapping these two things but don't understand quite what the reconciliation is in terms of the fact that they're creating the reality and they're missing the equational variable of consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to grasp that, but...
Nothing really moves. Physical reality is an illusion. Mm-hmm. You understand that?
Yes.
You create the illusion of movement. They're beginning to realize that movement is an illusion. Mm-hmm. Yet they're still trying to reconcile it with the measurements that they can take within the illusion of physical reality as they have classically described it. So they're seeing a contradiction because it looks like those two things are opposites, but they're not. They're just different expressions, different recognitions of the same state of being. That is, you have created the experience of movement within a reality that actually doesn't move.
So technically, we are rock flying through the space, circling the sun, flying through the universe with the crazy numbers they speak about as far as
Yes.
miles per hour?
From your perspective in linear space-time, that's what appears to be happening, and therefore it can be measured because you're using tools that you created in linear space-time to measure these things.
Okay.
Therefore, that's the result you get. But from a higher level, looking at it from a bigger perspective, nothing is moving.
Okay. Now, another thing regarding space, that there's some other people, they're filming the moon. And
Yes.
there's a gentleman called Crow 777 who's filmed an actual lunar wave where a ripple goes across the moon and it almost distorts the moon as
Yes.
far as, it almost looks like it's water or something.
Yes. The idea is that your moon has a relatively thin crust and actually can, well, we believe many of your scientists have actually said this, it can actually sort of sometimes, by analogy, ring like a bell. Therefore, you find that there are gravitational ripples that can pass through it and be observed because of the nature of its construction.
And what causes the ripples?
I just told you. There are crustal displacements brought on by the idea of the passage of gravity waves.
Okay, so gravity waves. All right. Another question regarding the changes. I know we spoke about the changes of 2016.
Yes.
I'm assuming, I mean, since you said about the 2012 was the threshold, that
Yes.
things are becoming more positive.
There are many such thresholds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know all change has positive and negatives with it, but
Yes.
overall, is this a positive change as far as the change you see?
Ultimately,
Okay. Nice.
that doesn't mean you won't pass through a process,
Okay.
but ultimately, yes. Again, the general marker, at least up to this point, is that you are generally heading in a positive direction by the exploration of your consciousness. Were you not heading in a generally positive direction, it is unlikely we would be having these conversations. Because we wouldn't be having a conversation with a civilization it was pointless to have a conversation with.
Makes sense.
Make sense?
Yes, it does. One other question on why can't people measure the curvature of the Earth right now?
Of course they can. They do it
How?
all the time. Many people can measure the curvature of the Earth. Of course they
No,
can.
physically, as far as on the Earth with lasers and things like that.
They do. Do your research. It is
Right.
not that difficult to measure the curvature of the Earth.
Okay.
So they do.
Okay. One last question.
No, you had a last question, remember?
Okay. That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I believe it may be difficult for some people to measure the curvature of the Earth because they can't count how many questions they've asked. No offense. Oh, one last question. Oh, wait, one more last question. Oh, wait, I do have another last question. Just having some fun with you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have a few statements I'd like to explore
Oh,
with
by
you.
all means.
The first one is on the new children.
Yes.
And in my line of work, I've had the opportunity to work with hundreds of children, which has always been...
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Before you continue?
Yes.
Why is it that none of your people say, in my square of work, in my sphere of work? It's always a line.
In my globe of work.
All right, thank you.
Because it's changed, but it
Yes.
continues to be with children.
All right, but it has expanded dimensionally.
Yes. Yes.
So more than a line,
Yeah.
more than a plane. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to explore the topic of sound
Yes.
and the new children.
Yes.
Working with sound
Yes.
and working with sound to reach their parents and how we can support
Go right
them.
ahead and explore the topic of sound. Nothing is stopping you.
Yeah. Oh, I am. I'd like you to comment
You're
on
stopping
it.
yourself?
No, no, no.
You're exploring.
I'm exploring.
And this excites you.
Yes.
What do I need to comment on? You're following your excitement. You already intuitively understand that everything in physical reality is all about resonance,
Yes.
frequency, vibration. Therefore, as you create an atmosphere of certain frequencies and immerse people in them, they begin to take on, they begin to entrain to those frequencies that are representative of a more holistic experience, if they choose to.
All right.
But at least it gives them the opportunity. Yes?
Yes.
This is what we are doing with all of you right now, giving off a frequency that invites and encourages you to match the frequency, which is reflectively representative of more of who you really are.
Hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
So, you know what you're doing. You don't need any help from me.
All right. I got that.
Anything else?
Yes. Uh, lately, I've been having some lucid dreams.
Oh, all right. How
And
exciting.
yes. And a lot of them have been about stones and just names of stones. And,
Yes.
I'm wondering if you can comment on just the earth speaking to us.
Yes.
And
You are starting to hear the language of other forms of consciousness on your planet, other expressions of the collective consciousness of your world.
in that exploration, then, is it just we continue to follow our highest excitement and then we know what to do? Because I get trapped in,
Yes. No, no, no.
what do I do?
That's a definition.
All right.
That's a definition. If you have a complete definition of excitement, you understand that within a complete definition of excitement is the understanding of what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have an understanding of what to do with it, it's because you have a definition that isn't complete. You're saying, oh, I can have excitement, but then I don't know what to do with it. That's not a definition of excitement because excitement is a complete kit. You're defining your excitement as something less than a complete kit. Because if you understand it's a complete kit, you would understand it would bring everything you need, including all the information you need to know what to do with your excitement. So make sure that your definition of excitement is actually an accurate one, a complete one, a holistic one, instead of breaking it down into components that are contradictory to one another and have no business being put together in a way that you prefer to.
Aha.
Yes?
Yes. Thank you.
It's all about clarifying those definitions. Your definitions and what definitions you believe in most strongly are what determines how you experience physical reality. And remember, sometimes these things may seem very subtle. Oh, well, that's not such big definitional change, you may say. But the point is, as we have explained many times, you are now in an accelerated state, which means, by analogy to your technology, you now have very, very specific high tolerances. And the smallest speck of something that doesn't belong there will freeze the entire operation because the tolerances are so fine. So when you blow out the things that don't belong, then you'll operate again, you'll flow again. So this is all about an opportunity to clarify your definitions and make sure that your definitions are precisely aligned with what you prefer them to be, because if they're off even a little bit, the whole operation freezes until you blow that dust out. Make sense?
Yes. Is it as easy as that?
It is as easy as that, unless, of course, you choose to believe that it's not.
Right.
And that's up to you.
Yeah.
We will never take away from you your opportunity and your ability to complicate things for yourself. If you want to do that, it is absolutely, perfectly valid a choice. But you don't have to do it that way.
All right.
Does that help you?
Yes, I'm so excited. I can't even hide it right now.
Oh, well, please don't. Please don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. And are you good day?
Okay, my questions are a little bit more simple. The first one, also with the dreams.
Yes.
I have a lot of what we call nightmares.
How exciting.
Yes, they're very exciting. Sometimes too exciting that I feel like I wake up very tired.
Yes.
And it's very hard for me to be present here.
Oh, all right.
And I sometimes also feel like I pick up on memories from my dreams and feelings from my dreams and apply them to my life. As an example, would be upset with a person that I had a dream about and not realize that was the reason.
Yes.
So
So
it's-
what are you learning through this process? Oh, I can ask you a question if you wish.
Sure.
Would you rather the nightmares played out in your actual physical life instead?
No, because I feel like I have more control of my dreams.
Therefore, aren't you grateful and energized when you wake up in the morning and go, phew, that was only a dream?
Yes.
Then why are you tired?
Because then I'm going to sleep and go back to it.
And again, don't you understand that it's actually to your benefit to do it in the dream state instead of your physical reality? So wouldn't that be an exciting thing? I can let off all this steam and open all the valves and process all these things in my dream state. And I am really excited about getting back there so I can process more of those things in my dream state rather than allowing them to manifest in my physical reality. Isn't that an exciting preference?
Yes.
Can you look at it that way and then experience the difference?
Yes. It makes it more exciting.
Yes, it does. And this is what we are talking about. Create the definitions that work for you. Stop buying into definitions that don't. Many of you make automatic, unconscious assumptions that the way things are the way they have to be. Everyone knows, you say, that it's this way. Everyone says it has to happen like this. And pretty soon you actually accept that as a fact. There are no facts except the 5 laws. Everything else is your definition, your belief, your perspective, your opinion. So if something isn't working for you, stop, take a moment and go, I don't have to think of this thing like this. I don't have to believe it's this. I don't have to believe it's a fact. I can determine what definition I would like to create that represents this experience. I would like to create a definition that works for me in a positive way, one that I feel is more aligned with my excitement. And you can. Nothing in creation will contradict you when you come up with a definition that you prefer. It doesn't have a mind of its own. You are all the minds that are given the free will to come up with whatever you decide is correct for you as a definition that works. That's your job. That's your power. That's your ability.
Mm-hmm.
You are completely free to do that. And creation will back you 100%. It doesn't contradict you because all experiences to creation are valid. So if you want to be supported in doing something you don't prefer, creation says, okie dokie, I will support you in doing something and feeling something and experiencing something you don't prefer because that's what you said you believe to be true. It's not going to contradict you. But why not allow it to support you in something you prefer instead of something that you don't? Because you're always supported. It's just that you're supported in what you say is true. It won't contradict you because it's unconditionally supportive. Unconditionally supportive. So whatever conditions you create, it will support them. Create the conditions you prefer. Create the definitions you prefer. It will support those just as readily as it has supported all the definitions that you've created that you don't prefer.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You are never not supported. It's not possible to be unsupported by creation. If you were unsupported, you wouldn't exist.
So with the same, I guess. So is there any chance that our spirit beings are in the wrong physical place?
Excuse me, there's a lot of laughter going on this end.
Inside my head too.
There is every chance in creation that you can have an experience of being in the wrong place. There is no chance that you actually are in the wrong place.
Do you have a choice of getting out of a place and going to a different place?
Depends on what you mean by a place.
The planet?
Yes. Do you want to leave the earth?
That would be nice.
Why? You chose to be on earth.
I feel like it's kind of boring for me. I don't know.
Really? Boring. With all the things going on your planet, you call that boring.
Comparing to my dreams, yes.
Do you understand that there's no such thing as a boring situation? Only bored minds? Your definitions are what's creating an experience of boredom, where they could be creating an experience of absolute ecstatic ecstasy. You're the one dampening the excitement.
True.
I know, that's why I said it. Change your definitions. I guarantee you things will get a lot more exciting very quickly.
Okay. Thank you.
So, remember you made the choice to be where you are for your own exciting reasons. Allow yourself to remember what they are, because they haven't gone away.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Does that help you?
It does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So, I have been visited
Yes?
by a lot of creations
Yes?
from other places
Yes?
my entire life, but lately
Yes?
they've been very powerful,
Yes?
overwhelming.
Yes?
I know I have a job to do.
And are you doing it? Hesitation usually means no, not at all. What's holding you back from doing what you prefer to do, from being yourself as fully as you can?
I'm not ready to channel.
Who says?
Me.
Why not, though?
It's overwhelming.
How about it's overwhelming because you believe you're not ready, and therefore the energy's building up within you because you're not letting it through? What happens when energy piles up in something and then it can't really contain it after a while? What happens? Boom!
Yeah.
Why would you want to go boom instead of letting it flow through and then going, ah, that's a relief?
Because it's happening without my permission.
Nonsense. There's no such thing. Don't fall into that old trap. That's outdated thinking, medieval thinking, old-fashioned thinking. Nothing happens without your permission. You are in control. You just don't believe you are. Why would you think that you would receive this energy if you didn't ask for it?
You're right.
Why? What point would that serve?
Exactly.
So you must have agreed to this.
That's what they say.
Yes, it is. It's what we say too. Now, here's the real question. If you move forward in this way, in a way that is representative of being yourself as fully as you can, acting on your excitement, flowing the energy, what are you terrified might happen? Be honest. What are you afraid might happen if you just allow the flow to happen? Use your imagination. Come on, I know you can.
I'm not sure.
Sure you are. What are you afraid might happen? Name one thing.
I won't come back.
You won't come back? Where do you think you go?
Other places, other
What are
dimensions.
you describing as a channeling? You understand channeling is a natural state. You understand you've done it many times in different ways.
I mean, literally, just feeling like something else is in what I perceive as my body.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. You have an outdated, old-fashioned, medieval definition of what happens in a channeling. You never leave. There is nowhere for you to go. There is no place within you for anything to enter. You fill you up 100%. There's no room for anything else. The idea of channeling is not a possession. The idea of channeling is you learn to vibrate at the same or similar frequency to something else, and when you match its frequency, your vibrations lock like tuning forks, and you translate the idea of this other entity or consciousness as a biological translation device. You translate it into your language. Nothing enters you.
Right.
You become a mirror of that idea, but you don't go anywhere.
Right, but it's so intense.
Yes, of
Every
course,
time.
because you won't let it through. It's building up and building up because you agreed to this. So it's pushing and pushing and pushing. But this is the natural symptoms that come with resistance. And it's going to build and build and build, and you could explode if you don't let it through. So what are you afraid of in letting it through? You just said, well, I might not come back. Based on the explanation we just gave you, you understand that that's not possible because you don't actually go anywhere. So what else is getting in your way of letting it through? What other things are you afraid of that are actually false assumptions about what's happening in that experience? The more you divest yourself of these outdated definitions, the more you can relax and do the job and let it through and feel the flow and get supported by it instead of feeling so overwhelmed. You're creating the overwhelm by resisting what you agreed to flow through you. Because it's your energy that you're feeling. It's not the energy of another consciousness. Yes, there is other entities, but what you feel is your energy resisting going into harmony.
So I'm afraid of how powerful I am.
Yes. So get used to it. You are that powerful. Get over yourself. Are you understanding?
Yes.
You have a gift. And if you have a gift to give, there is someone waiting to receive it. Why are you depriving them of the gift you have by holding it back? It's not very nice. Are you not a nice person? Are you not a giving person? Are you not a loving person? Answer.
No, I am.
Then why would you hold back from the people that are waiting to receive from you the gift you have to give?
You're right. It's a disservice.
Yes, it is a service. And by serving others, you serve yourself in the way that you need to, because by supporting the whole, you get supported because you're part of the whole. Relax. There's nothing to be afraid of here. All you're doing is discovering more of yourself, more of your own power, and expressing it. And again, I remind you, anytime you've ever done anything that is representative of what you love to do, you're already in a channeling state anyway. This is nothing new. Channeling is a natural state. It's just a peak performance state. It's just an aligned state. That's all. Everyone does it from time to time anyway. And in fact, you're actually all doing it all the time in one way, because the idea of what you think of yourself as a person is a channeled projection. You're all channeling your personalities into being. So you're all channels, you're channeling all the time. This is nothing new. You're an old hand at it. But you are entering a new understanding of the expression. And by resisting it, you're feeling overwhelmed. Have some fun with this. That's what it's for. It's for you to discover more of yourself and express it in the ways that are true for you. And again, there are people waiting for the gift and the service that you can provide. So, don't be, what is your word? A Grinch. Don't channel the Grinch, because that's what you're doing by refusing to do it. You're already channeling a negative entity, your own. See what happens when it interferes? Synchronicity abounds. Look and recognize your symbols of when things are out of alignment, out of tune, and in discord within you. And let them flow and align them. Be the natural you. Is this helping?
Yeah, it is.
Yes?
So just one more.
Yes.
Really, I took a tally.
All right,
So
thank you.
this does seem related, and I imagine it's more blocking, but I know I'm not alone in this
Yes.
ailments, for lack of better words. We call it, what's it called? We call it, what's it called? Oh my gosh, sleep paralysis.
Yes, this is a natural symptom of shifting from one-dimensional state to another. And there you go again.
Okay.
The idea is that sometimes when you're shifting into another dimensional state, you try to move as you typically move in physical reality, but you're not really locked into the physical reality exactly in the same way. So you can't really move in the way that you're used to, and so it feels like paralysis. But the idea is that you're shifting to another dimensional state.
So is there a way to ease into it?
Well,
Because,
understand that that's what's happening, and the understanding itself can provide more ease. Oh, this is just the typical shifting into another state. This is what needs to happen, so I don't go spinning off into another dimension I don't want to go to. It's like locking you in so that you can shift properly,
Okay.
like a seatbelt, so that if there's an abrupt shift, you don't go flying through the windshield, metaphorically speaking.
Right. I think the panic sets in when you can't breathe.
But
During this
you are learning to breathe in a different way. You have to relax and let the things flow. Then you'll be fine. Just know that it's natural symptomology that you're not used to yet. That's all. It's just something you're not used to. But you'll get used to it. It's just the remnants of resistance. That's all. The more you relax, the more you do allow yourself to breathe in whatever way you can, the easier the flow will be. Just relax. Know that this is okay. Know that you are being guided. Know that you have help. Know that you're never alone. Know that there are beings looking out for you. Just relax. You have help. You're not alone.
So I just asked the same question twice.
Yes. But
Thank
that's
you.
often the case. That's why we say sometimes your questions are actually the same one in different clothing. Does this help you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do us a favor. Are you willing to be more of yourself, knowing that this is something that others will receive benefit from?
Yes.
Will you come up to the beginning of the stage? And take the channel's hand? Is it a deal?
Yeah.
You shook on it. Yes? You're fine. Wait till she sees the fine print. Just kidding.